Welcome to episode number 14 of the Arbitrage Radio podcast. I am Cody, your part-time loser reseller friend. You're supposed to laugh at that, James. Oh, jeez.
Sorry. Trying to get the link. I can't help it.
And I'm here with my lovely co-host, full-time flipping. Kiss my butt, bro. Did you put that on there before or after you saw my name?
Before.
So funny. I love it. So today we're going to talk about kind of my
Cody's
Instagram.
poor decision to go part-time.
Yeah, my Instagram post and my thought process behind going part-time and kind of where my head's at with that. And then, by the way, business is good. Like, I'm curious how it'll look in like 90 days. But like, as of right now, highly recommend. Like, I'm working less and
Nice.
like business is going. But you know, there's that whole thing of continuing to feed the beast, and we'll see.
Because you got to work through your back stock, so.
Yeah, wondering how that plays out long term, but I'm optimistic. Anyways, we're gonna go live on the Discord whenever James gets a link here in a second. So when we have that, I'll.
I just pinged everyone. You're good.
Oh, sweet! You're the man. Thank you so much. That's beautiful. So, how's full-time selling? Just slaving away, spending your whole life on your business.
I mean, it's great. Like what? No, we're chilling, man. I may work more than you now, but I sell more than you now still, so it's fine. It's fine.
Still, yep, very true. Yeah, I'm a little bit tongue in cheek because I should read some of the messages I got after posting that. For anyone who doesn't know that watches the show, I posted. Basically, my wife has started this content business where she's making videos and like static pictures and like marketing stuff, UGC content for brands, and it's going really good. And so we're I guess the big thing that I want to say that I wish I had said in my post is like I still want full-time results. I just don't want to be like I think for a long time I got obsessed with like grind. Every minute needs to be pushed into like growing the reselling business, and like I think that's how people think. As like a startup, like that's where your head should be, but. I don't know if reselling is like in game for me. I think maybe there's other things, and so I still want full-time results, and I still want to hire people to do full-time work. But we'll see how that plays out. But not forcing full-time hours on it is kind of where my head's at. So
yeah. That makes sense. The What scares me for your situation is, both you and I have both increased overhead this year, right? Or late last year with, you have a warehouse to support now as well. And the expenses that come with that, the, additional insurance, internet, electricity, whatever else, you have to add to that while still expecting full-time results on a part-time schedule might be more difficult.
Yep. 100%. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. And I don't know. I want to be successful at business long term. Like I want to be successful at business and not necessarily successful at reselling. And so and some of this is just like I'm just kind of working with my wife, and so it's kind of like if we were raising kangaroos, you know, and like, you know, or doing something crazy, like, I think I would still, you know, consider it and enjoy it. So, and honestly, I don't know, very, very well could be, you know, we dial it back even further, and like, we're not independently wealthy at all. You know, like we're not, you know, we're not millionaires, and so I don't know where this will go. You know, the reason I wanted to share, like, just publicly and openly is because I've made statements in the past, like, I'll never go back to a 9-to-5. You know, screw that. You know, I'm self-employed for life, and like, I think getting a little older, having 6 kids, like, working 60 hours a week just because, you know, like, I want 10% more out of the business. Like, I'm not sure that's where my head's at. Like, in some ways, like, I think, like, somebody was painting the picture of, like, a 9-to-5, and they were like, it's like the best business opportunity ever. You have no risk in the business. They pay you every week. You get a salary.
They pay you every week.
Yeah, you get a salary. You have a set expectations, and when you clock out, you just go home and don't have to worry about any of it. It's like, that sounds like an amazing, you know, thing. And I don't know. I could totally see myself. I could see myself, like, making crazy decisions, like they're just completely contrary to what I've been doing. So I'm being public and, like, as open about it as possible, because as I'm thinking through it, like, reselling physical product on Amazon and Walmart was, like, my only focus for a while. Like, that was my, like, main, focus, and I'm gonna keep talking and get kicked off this podcast. It's gonna be the James and somebody else podcast. But, like, I thought that was, like, the business. But I have a friend that has, like, a $7,000 charge from Amazon, and
yeah, I remember you
like,
talking about that.
Yeah, and like, that's terrifying. And, like, as I'm thinking back, like, within the last year, I sold those Miss Rachel dolls, and, like, I thought that was going to be the toy of the year, like home run, and it was ranked number 1. Like, it was, like, obvious, the best thing, and then, like, I just got, Amazon scammed me, like, 100%, like thousands of dollars, at least $2,000, probably more like $3,000 or $4,000. As I started looking into it, my feelings got hurt, and so I didn't. I didn't get. I probably should go back and figure out how terrible that specific thing was. But, like, they just refunded all the customers. They kept all the stuff, and then I didn't. And then I had a similar situation. If you watch my last our last podcast, you can see my business spiraling in real time.
Your FedEx mistake.
Yeah, I mean, that looking into that more, like, that was just a major, just, like, misstep, and I don't know. I'm not sure that doing that at scale, like, your size is, like, I think, like, the sweet spot. But, like, if you do 10 times more than what you're doing, like I'm not sure that's what I want to.
The risk is so high then, too, at that point.
And it's so levered to, like, one thing, to where, like, one guy at Amazon just F's up your whole life, or, or
robot, or, AI identifier, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, as I'm saying it out loud, it's like, crap.
I totally get it, but to me, I don't know if it's necessarily the right point for your guys' like content creation, because can you replace the income that you're paying yourself from the business by solely doing content right now? And that's what scares me a little bit for you guys too, is because we've talked about numbers before off the podcast, and that's a big gap, and that's a lot of stress to just jump right into full-time that and part-time reselling, with potentially waiting a couple months or a year and trying to push that side higher before you completely cut this side down.
Yeah. I mean, for anybody listening, I have 6 children, and my salary is bloated, to say the least. And I mean, here the facts are, the way you come to this decision, you write down, what are your assets, what are your liabilities. My major, most obvious, glaring liability is that I have to pay myself XYZ number, or else, children starve and they're mine. And, it's like that's a big, scary, thing. So that's a major liability. But what I came to is I have XYZ amount of cash, which is true. I have XYZ amount of credit, which is amazing that I have that, and then I have these opportunities. And so what we came up with is we're going to do reselling like fast and hard and like super focused on home run opportunities. We're looking for bolos. We're looking for obvious yeses. If it's not an obvious yes, it's a hell no. And that means we're skipping all the good stuff. We're even in the group we've increased the minimums, but like the minimums for a member of my group that's like a higher income 7-figure arbitrage seller, I need to be even more picky than them. Like I've got to be like the obvious yeses, and so that's the business that we like, especially if we're going to continue to use any of that leverage, credit cards, etc. It's got to be home runs. It's got to be the good stuff. Maybe you squint your eyes and you're like, I'll take a triple or a double, to lean into the baseball, metaphor. Maybe, but like our focus is home runs, and so we have a plan for that. And I've talked about that on my my YouTube and some of my stories and stuff. Like our plan to pursue that, and I think part time is without leveraging more than I'm comfortable. I think part time gets me there. And then as that grows and as that turns into something else, I think I could very well still have like a really, handsome arbitrage operation. I'm not shutting down my lease with the warehouse inside that space, and those are business problems that you just figure out. But, I guess my point up to this is like, I still think it's a really good opportunity. And I think hold on. I still think there are really good opportunities. And like you just got to kind of pick and choose to figure out what you want. The other big asset that we have is we're learning about this content thing. And I promise I'm not coming out with a UGC course or anything like that. That is not my intention. The reason I'm talking about it is I'm just kind of doing it. Like one of my rules was 2 a.m. in the morning reviewing an auger drill, bit. Like
I saw that one.
I got a $200 job that's going to take me about 20 minutes to do. And I also get a free thing that I can resell. I got a job where a brand paid me $25 to take a selfie with their product. And then I turned around and sold that product on eBay. I don't remember. I think I shared it in the Discord, but I sold, I actively sold it on eBay. It's already sold, and it was one picture, and so that's a cool opportunity. It mixed with what we know and what we know how to do. And the other side of it is my wife got a job. If you're in the free Discord, you kind of see some of the our little wins, but she got a job, $1,200. $1,250 to do a job where it's literally just 2 videos of this belt product, and they're being kind of picky, but it's $1,250 free dollars with no leverage. We didn't buy the belt. There's it's just freelancing, and so that makes a lot of sense to me. I put out a kind of a cryptic post. Sorry, this is turning into me talking about myself for. I put out a cryptic post I don't know, 6 weeks ago or something. It was a whiteboard, and all I wrote on it was Cody's plan to actually become a millionaire. I don't want to be like, you see the Uber drivers. You go into Atlanta or whatever big cities near you. You see the Uber drivers, and they're 70, and they're like just pumping out, like they're grinding, and they're 15 hours into their Uber day, and no judgment, like good for them. Like I'm proud of them. That's amazing. If you're Ubering for your family, like that's amazing. But I don't want to treat reselling like that. Like I don't want to be arbitrage monkey 12 hours a day, like grinding, and especially me making content about it. Like I have to evolve. I have to see what that next thing is. And you're totally right though. Basically what we did is we took the money out of the reselling business. We took a decent sized amount of money out of the reselling business, and we just kind of said, fly birdie, do it, do what you can do with 25 hours and this amount of money. And it's not an incredible amount of money. And the rest of it, we're building this other thing. And, there's a real good chance that you're right. I get edged out, and I'm not going to over leverage because I'm just not going to do it. Like Amazon or Walmart or eBay,
you already know how risky that is. Like,
it's crazy. Like I don't want to lose sleep worrying about leveraged risk on products that I'm reselling, technically unauthorized. There's a lot of risk, and so like for me, it's more about kind of where I'm at. What I hope happens, on a brighter note, sorry that got dark for a second, but what I hope happens is
this isn't glamorous every day all the time. Like this is real for people. Like
100%.
Why hide that kind of stuff? You know what I mean?
Especially if I'm making content. Like I can't make content like I've made where I'm like talking about how wonderful. God bless you.
Thank you.
Where I'm talking about how wonderful reselling is, and then not talk about this side of it too. Like I want to be transparent. But anyways, what I hope
all the YouTube gurus and shit, they're all like overly positive and like, no, there's darkness in this too. Like, I'm gonna sidetrack a little bit because of the Ecom Authority. Did you see that?
Sheesh.
Bro,
that's wild.
These people, $75,000 startup cost that you pay them to set up your account and for initial inventory, and these people just aren't making money. And then Amazon clipped all of their accounts. It was like 600 people, whatever, right? And then Walmart did the same thing because they shifted everybody over to Walmart.
Can you imagine? There's some rich dummy in like Beverly Hills. It's like, yeah, 75K.
I want to be an Amazon seller.
Yeah, I'm gonna leverage I'm gonna diversify my portfolio and let these guys run my Amazon store. Hey, maybe some of them made money. I don't know.
From what I see in the Reddit thread that somebody made,
they didn't make money.
Nope.
That sucks. Yeah.
Nope.
So the pitch with that is the guy says. You see a Facebook ad, and it's like some guy really excited. He's like, "This is our warehouse, and we have good distribution already, but we just need an Amazon storefront. Would you like to be our Amazon storefront? Pay us $75,000, and we'll move product for you. You don't have to do anything. It's a done for you product. And we're gonna take 40% of the profits." So they sell a $100 item. They say there's 14% margin, and then they take $8 and then tell you that you have some payout, but it needs to be pushed into future product. And then I have no idea how this works, but
legit but
I imagine that's the gist. Yeah,
that's how people were. There was one guy on there. I bet he was full of the BS, but he was like, "Oh, I'm a $10 million seller, and like Amazon's holding like $1 million plus they're holding like a whole bunch of stuff." And I was like, "Why are you working with these people if you're a $10 million seller? Like, wouldn't you be able to figure it out by that point?" Like,
$10 million.
I assume it's like fully hands off though. Like they're supposed to handle everything, and I bet they weren't. Like they got so big, they didn't have enough people. So then, like one account got clipped. So then all of the linked accounts just get shut down, right? Because they're linked accounts. They're coming from the same ship from address.
The mob. Did you say 600?
It was a lot, yeah. I think it's anywhere between 300 to 600 stores or something like that got shut down. And they're like suing Amazon.
They should sue Amazon. Amazon sucks. Anyway, sorry. You can clip that out.
You're good.
Clip that out.
590 sellers.
590 sellers.
Yeah, that's in the lawsuit for Amazon.
Times 75,000. Sheesh. And there's some guy. Oh no, I missed. I hit a button. It's a lot. $44 million. There's some guy that's like just taking 10% of that off the top. He's just like, yeah, I thought of this Ponzi scheme, so I get to keep earned my 10% finder's fee.
The owner is, posted in Lambos and stuff. The typical.
Yeah. Hey, we're talking crap about him. I mean, maybe there's more to it. Maybe. I mean, I could totally see a world where they. I don't know. I can't even say it with a straight face. That was a scam. It sounds like a scam. But I could see a world where something like that could have been maybe working in another world, and then Amazon was the problem. Amazon, messed everybody over.
Yep. I linked you the articles. You can peruse them.
That's wild.
Yeah. Not to sidetrack you. It just made me think of that from what you said.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of risk. There's, and
life is risk.
People are going to listen to this and maybe other episodes and be like, I'm never selling online. Like, these guys have talked me out of it. And honestly, maybe that's a good thing. Like, a grain of salt, I listened to Eric Lott's, thoughts on some of this. And, like, he's totally right. Like, there's a good amount of risk, and so as long as you're cool with that, go resell. Like as long as you understand that, go resell. But like, there's no advocate for you at Amazon that's worried about the seller. Like, it's just not like that. Like, it's the story where Trump was building some tower or something, and then he filed bankruptcy and didn't pay the contractors. I actually don't know if that's a real thing, but like, whatever that, maybe it was somebody else. I'm not trying to be political, but in that scenario, we're the contractors and nobody cares, and like, that's the the truth of it. Like, there's risk. You should know about it. Lots of people have been a victim of that risk, but as long as you know that, there's a lot of good opportunity, and so
set yourself up for a positive interaction. Do stuff not in the gray area. Stay in the green. Don't leverage too hard, or leverage at all if possible, which we talked about in our starting episode. Right? There's so many things you could do to stack cash before you get into it. And honestly, if I was to start over, I probably wouldn't even sell on Amazon. I would go harder on eBay, and because back when we were first doing it, our first year when we did it, in addition to Amazon, we did like $40K in sales on eBay. Like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's part-time income at that when we were doing it too, right?
Yep.
So if we were in the same spot as we were then, we could be pushing that 100, 200, 300K on eBay. And then I would do Walmart additionally, because obviously that's our main platform, and it's kind of what's paying the bills right now for us. Amazon, just like, I can't sell nearly half of what I used to. The ungates are 100 plus units. It's just, it's not the place I would be right now.
Yeah.
Which I think too, I see a lot of people, kind of moving away from it. Somebody we know, right, stopped selling on Amazon
entirely. Proudly recently. Talking on their social media about,
Yeah.
And that person is actually talking, like, my wife and her go back and forth and like she's happier than ever, and freaking.
I see her killing it on the UGC stuff, and I'm like, go you. If this is what you're happy with and what you want to do, like, if it's paying your bills, I am so happy for you.
100%. Yeah, and like that's kind of where my head's at. It's like, I don't want to be a successful reseller. I want to be a successful business person. And so like as someone who's made content for years about reselling, it's kind of tough for me to like start to back out of that hole a little bit. But
the pivot's hard.
Yeah, it's where it genuinely after talking, after looking through the information that we have, the numbers, like arbitrage is a really, really good opportunity. But I'm not sure I want to be all in on that one opportunity. And so, eBay, comes into play. If you have $7, you're not going to do very much damage profit-wise in the arbitrage space. With $7, you're a lot more likely to flip some stuff on eBay, thrifting and whatnot. And so, full disclosure, I have just a little tiny bit more than $7, just for the record. But
only 14, but it's
still like triple that is what I have. What I hope happens is we lean out on the reselling side. We get super focused on 20% of the business pays your bills, the other 80% is a distraction. That's a quote from someone that I don't remember who to give credit to. So you take the focus off that 80% and you focus in on the 20% and you make that your new business. And I want to lean out and get real focused on the home runs. And then what I hope happens is that those profit numbers, we only take out so much from the business. Those profit numbers roll over on themselves until I have, a successful arbitrage business part-time. And I think that I super think that could happen, and I think that involves, getting back to 7 figures part-time. I think what that looks like is hiring smart, copying your systems line by line, and being smarter with the actual systems, hiring smart, with potentially a prep center down the road, and things like that. Potentially someone to work the store and be there more, and we'll see. It's a whole lot of we'll see, but I'm kind of at peace with whatever happens. I'm pretty decided that this is where
even if it fails, right? Not saying it will. If it does, you know how to do the reselling.
Yeah.
You can always go back. If you really want to hate yourself and go sell insurance again, you could always do that.
I could always do that. Although my insurance license have lapsed, so I'd have to.
You'd have to recertify or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know how difficult that is, but it's something you could do.
It.
Yeah, it's could go flip some more books and have people yell at you for flipping books.
Yep.
Go flip your free stuff from Facebook,
100%. Yeah, all of those are super valid and options. I mean, genuinely, I think all of that's on the table for me. And so, talking about, I'm guessing the title of this is going to be something like, talking about me, being a part-time reseller, all of that's on the table. And just to be super clear, I think pigeonholing yourself into having to just be a reseller, it's right for some people, and for some people, I think you should consider, look at Mike, Ecom305. You talk to him about reselling, he's like, you'd be crazy to just do reselling, and but then you talk to other people that are just killing it. We don't talk enough about how much volume you're doing and how much success you're having with your business, and maybe that's what we can do next week to pump people back up. But it's you have to make that decision on your own without nobody else is paying your bills. Like,
Yep.
nobody cares. And so it's like, just kind of do your thing, make your best bets, and, if you're an influencer content type person, you're sharing your journey, like, try to be transparent with everybody and not a douchebag.
Yeah, we don't like those people.
Are we live or we're not live?
No, we are. Just
right. Okay, sweet.
No one's watching because they don't love us. But
yeah, I
right.
probably could have added
people don't
notice.
like me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I could have gave everybody like an hour notice. But anyway, who does pop on if you're watching live? Feel free to ask some questions or whatnot. Okay, so real question is, and probably question of the hour. Do you want to run a reselling podcast with somebody like me?
With a furu?
With a fake guru part-time.
A fake guru part-time reseller. How dare you?
With a course and the whole... my course is free. It's in link in the description for the free Discord. But, where do we go from here? Like, what if...
We go, man. We just go.
We're just gonna have to get cool guests on, cause like I can talk, like I've done some cool stuff, but
we turn into a half UGC podcast.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like an old head unk in the corner that just doesn't. I used to do it back in my day.
Back in my day.
I don't know how to do it now.
When I used to sell on Amazon, you only needed 10 units.
You should clip that. That's the clip for social media. Yeah. So
back in my day, you could fight counterfeit claims with receipts.
Yeah, you could sell eBay to Amazon back. We need to do a whole episode on eBay to Amazon. Cause did you see my interview on the Side Hustle Experiment where?
No, I don't
Steve
watch too much.
Was on there.
Too much of the YouTube about reselling anymore.
Well, shout out to their podcast. You go check them out. Yeah, Side Hustle Experiment podcast. I like what they're doing. I think their stuff's interesting. But anyways, Steve Rakin was on there, and he does eBay to Amazon. Maybe we should even have him on here. I like talking to him, but I'm like, if you get one thing could mess up, and he's like doing volume too. Like he's talking about like making like really good money doing it. And he has a software that catches the replen items. I think I lost James. He has a software that catches the replen items on eBay and then sells back onto Amazon. Anyways, so Steve Rakin was on there, and he was talking about eBay to Amazon. He has a software where it picks up eBay to Amazon flips, and he was like, they went around the room. There was like 5 people in there, and they're like, "What do you think about it?" And like everybody kind of said their thing, and it came to me, and I was like, "This is awkward," but I was like, I would never do eBay to Amazon, and I would never recommend anybody to do eBay to Amazon. Like, that's terribly risky on top of terribly risky. Like, I can't even imagine that making sense for anybody. And like, I just didn't say anything else. I was just like, I'm just leaving it at that, because it's like, I know it's kind of offensive because Checkmate Flips is doing it and talking about it, and
he's pushing like millions in sales, like.
Yeah, like 7 figures eBay to Amazon, like that, like the cash flow nightmare. Even if the profits double, like the cash flow nightmare that is just waiting in the shadows. Like I don't know, not my cup of tea. Like, but what you said, like life is risk. There's risk with everything. I can't even say to each his own, because like in good faith, like if you're watching this, please don't do that. That's a terrible idea. Like my opinion, one man's opinion, like don't do that. It's a terrible idea. Like that's scary as hell.
And there's a lot of other people who will say the same thing. They're like, "Don't you dare!" Right? And we talked about it with Mike, and Mike was like, "I wouldn't do it if I wasn't full UGC on the side." Like, so.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to understand, like I said, like you said, there's risk in everything, right? If you could play it safe with kind of like how I run my capital, right? I stack it and I pay my credit card. As soon as it hits, I pay it, and then we're stacking for the next month.
Yeah.
If you play it like that, right, you're not over leveraging because you have enough cash coming in that from multiple platforms that'll cover your next bill. And if you all of a sudden
but it's still real money.
Yeah,
It's still
true. But it's safer than, over leveraging capital.
Yeah.
So
I would say be careful selling on Amazon.
Yeah, but I wouldn't recommend it either. It's not for me.
Yeah, it's like levels of risk. Like, 1, be careful selling on Amazon. Like, there's some risk there. 2, dude, be super careful over leveraging, buying someone credit card. That's crazy risk. That's risk on top of risk. Bro, do not buy stuff off of eBay, sell it as new on Amazon, on leverage. Like, that's triple, it's risk on top of risk. And so, anyways.
And they're doing, like, healthcare stuff, right? Like, to me, that's terrifying.
I don't know exactly what they're selling. I just...
well, Raken's, like,
for the record,
DVDs, I've seen him talk about cosmetics. Like, that's risky. That's risky.
Yeah. Yeah, and for the record, I like both of those guys. Like, I think, I just talking to them as people, like, I genuinely don't hope anything bad happens to them. Like, I hope it goes well for them. And for anybody else, unless they start selling counterfeit stuff, and in that case, it is what it is. Like, I'm not sure how you can be, like, certain, without so I think there's some gray area there, but in general, I don't hope anything bad happens to anybody. Unicorns and rainbows and such, but...
I mean, we're getting to that point, too, on Amazon selling, where they're going to start requiring proof of purchase for everything, I think.
I could see that.
Like, I could see that being not necessarily the next step, but I could see that happening, that, every time you want to sell an ASIN or replenish it, you have to provide something.
That would be wild. Or I think what's also likely, Amazon could require every seller to have stated permission from the brand.
Yeah.
To sell. Like, if Amazon was 2 to 3 times more brand friendly, and they just told every brand, hey, Aveeno, you want people to sell your crap? No? Cool. Nobody sells it. You want people to sell it, but you have to give them express permission on our platform? We can do that. No problem. Yeah. And if I were Aveeno, I would do that crap, like 100%. Like, kick everybody off. Like, that sounds amazing.
You find the top 10 sellers of your brand, right, and you allow them to have the monopoly on it. And
yeah.
It's not consumer friendly. We already see that it's not consumer friendly. Prices on Amazon have gone up since all of this stuff, right? They definitely haven't gone down.
But if you're Aveeno, you want them to go up. Why
would you want it to go up? Because your wholesale price,
You are Aveeno. You're selling an item at You're selling a shampoo at $27, and you're also selling it wholesale at $10, which that wouldn't be the right math, but whatever. Walmart gets it at $10, and then they don't sell out, and so they clearance it down to $2 in their store because they're Walmart, and they do that. And that's the opportunity for arbitrage, by the way. Huge opportunity there in what I just said. Anyways, Cody comes, he's like, hell yeah, this is $2, and I can sell it on Amazon for $27. I buy it, I send it into Amazon, $27, but as the days go on, it doesn't sell, so I'm like, I'll do $24.99. Not a real story, don't come at me for price cutting. And then the days go on, $19.99, and like $14.99, everybody buys all of it at $14.99. You compound that story by, 50 sellers at 50 different Walmarts, all of a sudden their $27 shampoo is valued on Amazon at, $14.99 or maybe less, because there's some dummies selling it, for even less than that. And so Aveeno's like, what the heck? We have this on our website for $27, but Amazon has it somehow at $9.99, free shipping. Like, if I'm a vino, I get that. I can see, like, I want to sell it at retail, like.
Wouldn't that push more people to buy it wholesale, though, then, like, if it's still cheaper wholesale? Like, wouldn't they necessarily create more sales
on, like, the early supply chain back end?
I don't know a lot about this stuff. I'm not a wholesale guy. I never was, never will, probably never will be. But to me, like, you want your price to be where people are comfortable buying it and getting into the brand, right? So seeing something on sale for, 24 instead of 27, you might get more people into it, which might create more lifelong customers, right?
Maybe.
But who knows? I also didn't go to school for, like, economics or whatever you call
Yeah.
all this stuff.
I don't know how I feel or what I would do, but I can see how different brands would see it different ways, and factor that in with a beauty product. Like, say you have a makeup palette. The person selling a makeup palette at $27 versus the person selling a makeup palette at $9.99, they're gonna treat the product differently. And so maybe their product gets to the customer at, sell at $99. You're just like, I'll just throw it in a poly bag. They paid $10. And then it gets there all broken, and like the brand is besmirched or whatever. Like I don't think that's the right use of that word. But the brand is like belittled. In the eye of the consumer. Like, if I have Cody's makeup palette, I kind of want to make sure it's shipped really, really well. And so, like, I think there's stuff to consider there, too. Like, the brands might, view it differently, but...
I must just be, like, better than half of those people, because even if it is $9.99, I'm not putting a makeup palette in a poly bag.
Right, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I see it both ways. But either way, all that to say, I think, you see it with Nike right now. They're
Nike
about
and
to...
Adidas, too.
Yeah, they're about to come in and corner the market, and you're totally right. That's not good for customers. Like, the consumer is going to pay more for Nike on Amazon, 100%, because before they had 100 dummies, taking the price down by a penny every day. Now Nike's just going to be like, it's $69.99 until Friday, and then we're going to do $59.99, but then after that it's going back to $69.99, and they don't care about, that other stuff. So
I could see that happening with so many big brands, like,
yeah, why not?
Amazon Direct, right? Yep. Like, there's another big company doing that, and I saw it on an ad on, I think I was watching Paramount, and there was an ad for this company, and they're going full Amazon fulfillment, so they're using the warehouse services or whatever, which directly leads them to being able to directly fulfill their orders on Amazon in itself. And it was like a really big company. I can't remember what the name is, and I'm annoyed that I can't remember it, but it's like...
Comment it later down below.
Yeah, and I was like, bro, why would this company do that? But then I'm like, then they can control all of the brands that they provide.
Yeah. Transparency and Amazon Direct. Like, if I'm a brand, like, I had my private label product, I would be so pissed if I was selling my private label product for $29.99, and then some other guy was like, I'm selling it for $17.99. Don't buy it from the brand, buy it from me. And I guess technically at some wholesale level, 90 days ago, maybe I sold it to him, and so he has the right, or maybe he doesn't. But like, it would still, like, I still wouldn't like it. And if I had a way to do away with it, I think I would.
I definitely sold that brand to your brand on Amazon before.
Did you? Nice.
Before you owned it.
Yeah.
I didn't know, right? And this was like, early on too, and it was clearance because that brand too it's been around for a couple years before we've even met. And I was like, I definitely sold it on clearance before. And I was like, once you told me what brand it was and you bought it, and I was like, I've definitely bought that from Walmart, and I've definitely sold that before. And I bet that guy was mad.
Yeah. Yeah.
He never IP'd me though, so I guess it's all right.
You bought it from him, or you bought it from Walmart, who bought it from him 90 days ago, and he's already pocketed that money, so now he's mad that he's having to lose the sale now. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But if I revived that and like relaunched it, which who knows? I mean, all sorts of things could happen. I would want to visit transparency. I wouldn't do Amazon first party because that's a hassle, but I would do transparency. Like, it's not that hard or expensive. Like, you can do transparency.
Isn't it? I don't know the brand registry on the back end, how easy it is to do that to where you can like IP claim people.
Yeah, transparency does away with all that because I mean it's as simple as, do you have the transparency code or not? If you don't, you can't sell it. But
I can steal 5 codes from eBay and list it. So
yeah, I guess so.
Because I do that with a brand who continues to try and buy all of my units into their California headquarters.
Podcast listening.
And I keep canceling the order and talking mad shit about this dude to my friends.
He is kidding. This is a joke. FBI, do not pursue this. He is joking. Anyway.
It was a joke.
This is free speech, people. This is
First Amendment.
Purpose. Yeah. Well, I think that's a good podcast. Anybody who cares enough to listen, they can hear my story. I think I'm going to make one more post about it, joking about how self-deprecating I am about it, and then I'm just
how your friends all think you're crazy, and you should redact some cool DMs you got and post some of those, because those are fun. I like those.
I'm going to read. Let me read.
Story time with Cody.
All right, I'm gonna. On that note, I'm gonna read one post that I made.
Go follow Cody on Instagram. He posts a lot of fun stuff.
More people. This is a direct quote from me. For me. More people should get punched in the mouth for rude things they say to people online. Cody, and I said that, and I believe that. So. I'm not saying that if I saw some of these people in Walmart that I would punch them in the mouth, but I'm saying that I would like to, and that it would feel nice in my soul. But I get it too, though. Like, I've spent years talking about this stuff, and to backpedal even half a step, like I knew, like the reason that I'm being so public and transparent about what we're doing is because I didn't want somebody to say, oh, Cody's, doing it in the shadows and, not being honest about it, like, this is what we're doing. And honestly, even if I did that, I don't care. Like,
hey, transparency's cool and people like that. Just go watch Harry Tornado's last video. He's talking about his, flipping his soap and his hot sauce and stuff. Like, he's giving out numbers of how much he pays for everything. Like, people like that. People like that authenticity, and it shows that life and business isn't as easy as all of these gurus make it out to be. It's just totally authentic agree. Is best authentic, even though that's not a word. But
you should tweet that, James. That's
I don't use Twitter, but okay.
At some point down the line,
or it's not Twitter anymore, but whatever.
At some point down the line, I'm gonna be. Or maybe I'll die, and who knows. And if that happens, that's fine too. But hopefully, before I die, I'll be majorly successful. I'll really, really hit it big with something. And I want to be able to say, I made content all the way through. I was transparent about the highs and the lows. I guarantee you I made a bunch of posts about our 7-figure year when we were having it. I don't remember, but I know I did. Like, that was a very exciting time for us. But I also posted about our bankruptcy, and I posted about different problems that we've had, and now I'm posting about, this sort of decision to pivot and look at different things. And so one day when I'm very, very successful, I'll link this podcast and I'll be like, that guy was, a part-time loser loser part-time only. I don't know. I had something funny to say.
For our next 3 more podcasts we're going to make before you completely give up reselling.
We're going to change the title to A Reseller and a 9-to-5er.
What'd you do at work today, Cody? Oh, well, I sat and did some spreadsheets,
Sold a commercial insurance policy.
But I made $10,000 for the business, but I only get $500.
A seller and a quitter.
That's a good name. There you go.
Good. All right,
like
that's it, everybody. Go follow or subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can finally hit 50 subscribers.
We're getting close.
That happens. Then if you're interested, we have a bunch of really good info and a course and different things in the free Discord. It's free, so go and check that out if you want to.
And follow us on Instagram. Cody does Arbitrage, Red Olive Industries. Like, share, subscribe, or not. Peace out.